I'm Jeff Stokes. Welcome to Jeff's Daily Dose of Encouragement. Today I want to encourage you that we are not in control, but God is in control. I'm reading this morning from the passage about Jesus being led away to be crucified from Mark 14, and he has gone to the Garden of Gethsemane and is praying, and then it's time to go. And then he said to them in verse 27, it says, "All of you shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. But after that I am risen, I will go before you into Galilee." But Peter said to him, "Although all shall be offended, yet will not I." And Jesus said to him, "Verily I say to you, that this day, even in this night, before the cock crow twice, you shall deny me thrice or 3 times. But Peter spoke the more vehemently, "If I should die with you, I will not deny you in any wise." Likewise also said they also. Not only Peter was the outspoken one, but they all agreed and said, the disciples said that they wouldn't. All, of course, except Judas Iscariot. And then later on, down further, when they were praying, and then those that came with Judas came and arrested him. And it says in verse 50, "And they all forsook him and fled." And further over, it says where they're outside, Peter followed afar off to see what would happen with Jesus. And over in the last part where he had already denied him a couple of times already, and in verse 69 it said, "A maid saw him again and began to say to them that stood by, This is one of them." And he denied it. Peter denied it again, and a little after they that stood by said again to Peter, "Surely you are one of them, for you are a Galilean, and your speech agrees thereto," or your speech gives you away. But he began to curse and to swear, saying, "I know not this man of whom you speak." And the second time the cock crew, and Peter called to mind the word that Jesus said to him, "Before the cock crow twice, you shall deny me 3 times." And when he thought thereon, he wept. In another place it says he went out and he wept bitterly. Peter thought that he was a man that was in control, and if he said he was going to do something, he would do it. But he was not in control. God was in control, and Jesus was telling the word of the Lord, because the word had to be fulfilled. "I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered." And there were. And we know later on in the end of John that Jesus restored Peter again. But he had to know that he's not in control. God is in control. God had a purpose and a plan. We know in another place that Jesus asked, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And then Jesus told him and the disciples what would happen to him. And then Peter began to rebuke him and say, "Far be it, forbid it that this should happen to you, Lord." And Jesus said, "Get thee behind me, Satan. You are an offence to me. For you are not mindful of the things of God, but the things of man." God has a plan. God is in control. And we can't, for the life of us, do anything that we want to really do. We can think that, "Oh yeah, I'll just go do this and I'll just go do that." But God can overrule all of that all the time. So we need to live in that place where we hold things lightly and just let God, your kingdom come, your will be done. Jesus said in John 15:5, "Without me you can do nothing." That is literal. It doesn't mean that in the corollary, if we have him, we can do anything we want. It means that we have to have his permission, His command, His instruction, His leading, His power before we can go and do anything. So that's my encouragement for you today. We are not in control, God is. If you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwells in him and he in God. And just on that note, you will not find people ordinarily going around and saying, "Oh, I think I'll become a Christian today," or I'm going to decide to go and become a Christian. No. It's usually God that corrals people around somehow and reels them in, like a fisherman does a fish. My pastor, he's got a really funny story, and another guy in the church, they were running away from God. They did not want to know, and they were running away. They did not want to know, and yet they got saved. Why? Because God wanted them. God's in control, not us. God bless you. Have a great day.